All right, race fans, here we go. We got championship night here tonight. Clean Racing League. That's right. It's going to be a good one. Qualifying underway. We got some talking stuff to talk about here tonight. It's going to be a good one. We got the best of the rest. Pick her up to date. We got the best of the rest. We got Championship 4. Man. Excited. Oh, excited. Who's excited out there? Trying to get my chat up for y'all. God damn. Pop it out. I can chit chat with y'all folks out there a little bit, man. I tell you what, Dusty Martin fans out there. Okay. Here we go, Dusty Martin fans. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, tonight we're gonna take this out because we're on YouTube and Twitch tonight. So hey, if you like it, let me know. Now, first off, let's look at the first one here while qualifying's going on. This is the best of the rest. Basically what this is, well, what it is. Two drivers going about it. They're going to battle it out. See Matthew Gilliam and Steve Gerber. They got their own little battle going to happen right here between them two. All right, so the best of the best, and right now, Matthew Gilliam sits starting right now at 14th. Steve Gerber is sitting, he is sitting 24th. And so that's the best of the best. We'll be keeping up to that throughout the entire event. This is the big one here, though, and you'll see highlighted in blue over there on the side ticker. Highlighted in blue are the final 4 drivers going for a championship tonight. Tonight is it. You'll see them right there. Man, all season long, this is what it's come down to here. These guys battling, trying to see what they can do. Duke it out, man, for a championship here tonight. Evan Kinney, Lane Hostler, trying to look to see if he can't defend that championship. He was last season's winner. But do we have a new one here? Logan Brecky, first time up. He snuck his way in last week in a thriller of a race. And then you got out here on the last one out there, Collins. Parker Collins, who will probably be bad fast. And right now, the top, qualifying wise, the top, Parker Collins is the top man. Lane Hostler right there behind him. None of the championship 4 drivers are qualifying, I'm going to say, at the best or at the top level right now of what they could. But you know what? I'm going to get a few little words in with them here before we go racing here tonight. See if we can't bring up old Logan Brecky here real quick. Logan's done with his all fine, yeah. Logan, join the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Well, pretty good. You snuck your way into this Final 4. How you feeling tonight, man, about trying to get that championship?
You know what, Joe? I'm just going to go out there, drive around, and have some fun tonight. I'm the heavy underdog out of these 3. These guys have been really fast and tough to beat all season. I'm just going to go out there, see if the cards fall my way tonight like I did at Michigan. Going to get at everything. I'm going to try and drive the race of my life. I'm definitely not going to just roll over for them, but just going to go out there, have fun. This is my first time in a Championship 4 appearance ever in any league, so I'm just going to enjoy the moment, and we'll see how things work out.
Good luck out there, Logan.
Appreciate you.
All right, we'll see if we can't get a word in with all the drivers here in the championship. Let's see what the next one is. If we can find them real quick, because we are gridding them up here. I'd like to get a talk. Evan, join the booth. Got a copy.
Hey, Joe, I got you.
Well, real quick, in that Final Four, man, how you feeling tonight?
Yeah, I'm honored to be here. I'm here with the greatest of all time in this league, Lane, probably the fastest of all time in Parker, and Logan is the ultimate underdog story. So proud to be here. Looking forward to just having a good night and having some fun.
I'll tell you what, man, I know we're gridding up out there, but good luck, man, on this championship run tonight.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it.
Joe, that's one of them there. We'll get him back down to his room. Only Dad's. Bring up old Parker. Parker, join the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Well, man, I tell you what, how you feeling tonight in this Final Four?
I feel pretty good. Looking forward to the race. They did some new updates to the truck earlier today, and it drives a little bit different in traffic, but got a long race to kind of try and figure that out, and starting ahead of all my competitors, so it should be a good night. Hopefully we can keep them in our rearview mirrors and go get us a belt.
Maybe real quick, how you feeling on this track here tonight?
I love Chicagoland. Chicagoland's probably my favorite track on the server. I love the way that it drives, and it really just suits how I drive the truck. So yeah, we should be good here, and hopefully we can come out on top.
Good luck out there tonight.
I appreciate it.
Go get him down here. And the last man here, Lane Hostler. Lane, join the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, Joe, I got you.
Well, all right, my man. Last season, boy, you pulled it off. Got the championship tonight. You in that Final Four again. How you feeling?
We'll see. Kind of nervous about the way the trucks are racing after the update. Seems like we're chattering the front end quite a bit in the corners. So, kind of just survival. Hope to be there kind of the last 40-ish laps, and we'll see what we can do.
Well, I'll tell you what, good luck tonight, Lane. Hope to see you there at the end.
Thank you.
There we go. Get him back down because we're getting set to go green flag. Final time tonight here, Chicagoland Championship night. We crown one. Can Lane Hostler hang on to it? Can he get as a number 2 here tonight? Pace trucks in, green flag flies. We're in the air and we're racing, folks. New update, new truck. Well, they storm off in turn 1, coming out of turn 2 here down that straightaway. Kind of not a little bit of, it's kind of weird style straightaway here at this Chicagoland, but still a 2x2 race up front. Bowdy Smith, look at Caleb Smith, got that thing rolling with Ricky Hardin. Grass along with it with Ghost. Moyer along with him too with Collins. And we got a big wreck in the back. Oh, we just talked about Ricky Hardin, and he goes a spinning. Oh, let's see. Hopefully we didn't catch up any of the... Oh, Lane Hostler went off-roading a little bit. Let's see, though. I don't know. Started up here with Harding. They were worried about this truck. They updated it a little bit. Oh, he just went loose. Ooh, Lane went through the grass. He went through the grass. Ross Tatum went off track a little bit. No harm, no foul. Like, it looks like a lot of guys just went through the infield there. You just see it. Harding's truck just took a turn. Tatum right here in the very back here. Tatum missing that Final Four. Unfortunately, had to take last week off. Just Scott Simley, good to see him back. He just went through the grass to avoid it. No big deal. Any of our championship drivers, I mean, Lane went through back on the track, so no harm, no foul on his end. Parker Collins, he had to avoid a little bit there too himself. I don't think there was any hey, what's up, Craig? How you doing, man? Don't think there was any incident here, but you can see we're 3 wide for the moment right there with Collins. Yeah, he just lost it. Collins just avoided and went through the grass. No harm on his truck, so that's a good one. Avoided a bullet here tonight. Unfortunately, man, Ricky Hardin, Justin Curtis, Joshua Gillian in the pits early on. Caleb Smith out front. Holy cow. Hold on to it here. Telling you what. Good old Caleb. Hey, what's up, Doc? How you doing? Gonna catch the football game? Hey, I don't blame you. Football game. I said we're right. Good to see everybody. Looks like the one spun. Yeah, it looks like it was Ricky Harding, man, right there who just took a little spin. He was in the number 3. And then, a lot of them just kind of avoiding, trying to go through the infield. Or nothing really serious on their end. I think they'll be okay. I think we're fine. Like I said tonight, man, we're live tonight here on YouTube and Twitch. So definitely go over to it's not OSR Network on Twitch, by the way. I will put a link out there. It changed the what changed? It's actually big_pancake73 is the Twitch one, because it's more of my gaming one also. But hey, get more choices than a lot of people. Pace trucks in, here we go. We're going back green. Caleb Smith, can he win this thing tonight? This would be a barn burner for him if he could. Looks good out front right now. Seth Fowley there, and there's the Ghost, man. He's sponsoring tonight's race, by the way. So, yeah, we got to give him a shout-out. Ghost Athletics 150. Thank you, Ghost. He's actually the primary sponsor, too, of the league. I mean, this is the Clean Racing League. Presented by Ghost Athletics, CRL Podcast. Savage Graphics. Fine. Right now, it is Savage up front with Smith. Ghost, here comes Collins. He's the top man. Kind of unknown what this truck's going to do here tonight. These guys are not feeling it, but look at Lane. Lane knows the assignment. Now, here's another thing I've talked about in the past. Hey, I get it. Collins and Hostler, man, they're fast and they're running for a championship, but I do not want to see these other guys just roll over and let them go. Absolutely not. If they're fast, let it go. Right now, the best of the rest right now, Matthew Gilliam, he wants that title. Steve Gerber back here in the 15th place spot. He's mixed up in a little bit of traffic. Bobby Mantle, we've got some exciting things coming, man. Season 25 here, Clean Racing League tonight. Crown a Champ tonight, Crown a Champ Wednesday. Stay tuned. Right now, 3 wide. Hold your hats, folks. Brown here along with it. Kenyon Jackson. Down on the inside, we got Ross Tatum. Trying to pump the numbers coming through the field. He looks down on that bottom side groove. Smooth sailing so far for all these gentlemen. Hear who you got out there. I know we got the Dusty Martin fans out there yelling and hooping and hollering. This is the championship race, Craig. Absolutely. I'll put up on the screen here. These are the 4 drivers that you need to root for right there. Also, they're highlighted in blue on the side ticker. So the blue ones that are highlighted are the final 4. And there's no points. It's whoever finishes in front of whoever. Right now, Parker Collins at Habit got Lane right there on his back door, man, trying to kick that thing in. Then, hey, look, man, hey, I love chicken too, and I want my chicken championship here tonight. Also looking strong back here. You got Tatum along with him. Nathan Brown, man, kicking up through the field. Keaton Jackson there too. So far, so good. Yeah, still 2x2 side-by-side racing back here. Kenyon back here too. Absolutely, championship night here tonight. So, Bruce is Craig. Craig is Bruce. Okay, I got you. Meanwhile, up front, look at these two. Trying to run off in the moon with it here tonight. Caleb Smith and Gus. Wouldn't it be something if one of these two won? I don't want to get happy and jinx them with the curse here tonight now. That'd be wrong. I get up here and get all excited, next thing I know, called pow. Correct. That would be, I love it. Here we go. Out front. So far, so good. You've got Smith and Ghost. Collins, though, this is the race right now. Collins said he was kind of a little unsure about this thing. Matthew Gilliam's looking at that best of the rest. Seth Foudy's there. Also falling off just a little bit. He said he's just going to give it all he can here tonight. 44, let's go. 22. Good to see you, man, doing well. 22, man's rolling. Absolutely. Ghost. You can't see Ghost, man. He's a ghost, man. Can't see me. Eric Anderson along with him there. Good old Eric, man. That 43 machine. Let's see what the next championship driver would be. Evan Kenny back here in the 20th spot. Well, he is marred back here in a bad hornet's nest. Wow. 3 wide, 2 wide, nose to tail. Logan Brecky back here also. Well, these guys, man, are in some bad trouble. Van Scoit back here too. Look out, 3 wide. Hold on to it. Throw it back in the SpongeBob truck. Okay, he got back in. I missed it. Truck. Everybody's feeling great out there tonight. It's a good one. The apple cart would become turned upside down. Hope not. Awesome race so far. This is a good race back here, around about the 18th place spot. Now you got one of the championship drivers back here, Evan Kitty. Unfortunately, you know, they did an update today, so they messed with the track just a little bit. They messed with the truck handling and the physics. So it's threw all these guys off here tonight. They don't know what to expect. So all the practicing that they did probably last week to tonight, they kind of just got thrown out the window. They're sitting there going, wow, go figure. Parker Collins right now got it figured out, but Matthew Gilliam, man, is coming. He is knocking down the back door. Here he goes to the inside. We're kind of sure about how the tire wear is going to go here tonight, or how this truck's going to handle, how this truck's going to react. Right on board here a little bit with Gilliam and see. Maybe we get an idea if this truck's just a little bit tight, a little bit loose. It's a little smooth right there. Makes it glide coming out of turn 2. Very smooth on that one right there. Not bad. You see, man, he's rotating very well. Got a little tight right there going into that turn. Had to get about mid-part of the track. We see Collins able to go down a little further. But he's not, even though the truck got tight, he's not yanking the wheel down. So he's not really fighting against the tightness of the truck. See, actually keeping the turn on that wheel cocked very much good right now. So not really kind of using up those tires a lot. Watch Collins here a little bit and see how he's going along this track. Again, right there, looking smooth. A little bouncy down there on the bottom, not too bad. Yellow's still showing up. Fine. All right. See if I can reset the sticker. I don't know why that yellow's still. Five. Yellow out here. Sticker. Get y'all together. If I can manually override that or not. Good catch though, I appreciate it. Either way, don't want to take away, man, what's going on in this track up here. I mean, hey, look, if it says yellow, yeah, it says yellow. We're still green. I'll let you know if we go yellow. Not sure why it's wanting to flip up there. They must be doing a little bit of a little messing with SDK. Something that's out of my hands and out of my control, folks. Well, definitely not under caution. Car green. Car line. Trigger man going down. We can do this. We can do this. How's this? Boom. Do it that way. How's that? Does that work for y'all? A little bit better? You want me to keep the top one up there even though it's showing yellow right now? Matthew Gilliam here. Look at Daniel Miller coming up here with the icy machine. And got some icy hot. Hot than he is cold. Like it. Get everybody on the Twitch side over there, man, tuning in. A little new, like I say, we're going to be checking it out. Live over here on Twitch. Good racing, man, door to door. Seth Fowdy right there along with it. He's in the back door here. Now you're starting to see guys good on the long run. Still out front, Caleb Smith. But they are running him down. Parker Collins is running those two down up front. Lane Hostler still maintaining an 8. Can Collins pull this thing off? He had a shot at it, I think, last season. Can he pull it off this season, tonight? That will be the $1 million question. And who's going to pull it off here come this Wednesday? So far, so good. Out front, Caleb Smith. That's a little bit of heated battle going on right here. You see the Seth Fowdy. He has caught up to Daniel Miller. Miller's on the outside. Picking away at the laps here right now. 29 out here. And a good one. Only one caution early on. Unfortunately, Ricky Harding. You see Parker Collins has caught the ghost man. Gonna look to the inside of him. Hope falls back in line. Goes right there sitting in the second. You got Smith out front. Parker Collins on the third. Collins is the main man here. First one here tonight. Championship. Woo. Now, if you watched the race a couple ago, I was hooping and hollering, man, for Collins. And I like to see this battling, too. I don't want to see these guys, man. No, let me get out of your way there, Collins. No. I'm fast. I'm racing you. I'm racing you hard. There you go, Ghost. Get back to him. Get on him. But you saw Collins the other week had the race won, and then he came out of pits and stepped on his own foot. Flip, got a caution. Messed that whole race up, and that's what got him behind. But luckily, he was able to bounce back and get in this final four. That got a win. Locked himself in. Because Matthew Gilliam, remember, he's in that best of the rest challenge here tonight. Those balls back. Here comes Collins wanting the lead. So how much does Caleb Smith fight him? Come on, Caleb, fight, fight, fight. Looks like Caleb's getting a little tight. Collins is actually figuring this thing out here. So is Foudy. Unfortunately, Hostler's falling off the pace a little bit. Remember last week he said, man, I don't even know how in the world I got a top 3 out of that. He said, I really only had maybe a top 15 truck. Never know. We got a little bit to go. Anything can happen out here tonight. It's a battle going on for 56. You can't feel the excitement and adrenaline tonight. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe blood pressure check. Foudy goes around Miller. Miller falls to 6. He's still up 17 spots. Look at Eric Anderson, though, in that 43. He's got the SPT machine man going. STP up 26 spots right now. Holy cow. Love the colors out there, man. CRL and OSRN. Love it. Hostler right behind him. Hostler sitting there going, what do I got to do to get up here? Ross Tatum just missed it. He's in his Christmas spirit here tonight. Got Little Debbie. He got the diabetes machine out here. Who cares? It's still good stuff. I'll eat a whole box of them. Maybe not a whole box. Hey, it'll be close. Scott Simley. Wow. I tell you what, man. I know he's got to be smiling ear to ear. Scott Simley hurt his back about a month or so ago, so good to see him back out here racing. You know, luckily it didn't end his sim racing career. It's kind of crazy. What'd you do? I pulled my back doing a pimento cheese sandwich. Can't race no more. Man, tragic. Calling for retirement. I mean, it's good to see him out here. Look out up front. Matthew Gilliam. Boy, Matthew Gilliam right now showing out. Going for the lead, Parker Collins. Don't give him an inch. Do not let Collins just get up here and just dictate this race just because he's in the Final Four. Collins, get up there, man, and get on his back door. Make him be honest. Get up there, Caleb, and run with him. You boys are just as fast. Don't be scared. Oh, Collins is in the Final Four. I don't want to touch him. Hey, because, man, look, y'all don't want to touch him like he might have some disease or something. Y'all got the antidote to that thing. Get up there and race with him a little bit. Gilliam right here. You got Caleb right behind him. Foudy's coming in strong, too. Hold on. Ghost falling off the pace just a little bit. But then you got Daniel Miller there with him, too, with Dusty Martin. Martin's got a good run here tonight. Hostler still hanging on to that 8th place spot. Where's the other guys at here? Ooh, pit stop. Smith, Ghost, Anderson, all on pit road along with Mantle. Got pit stops. Trying to find. There's Logan Brecky. He's up to 17 right now. And Evans up to 12, so they're slowly but surely working their way through the field. They're not done. Not over with them boys. Come on, look at Joshua Altus right now. He's in a hard battle here with Justin Curtis. Altus has got that Sinvar solar machine out there. Pit stops for the leaders. around lap 39 here for these guys here tonight. Well, lap 39, and again, I don't know why the ticker's wanting to stay yellow. We've already updated it, I don't know how many times. Big field here tonight too, by the way. At 40. This kind of tells me right now, they go 40. Or so good. Oh man, I might have Austin Coop on. Austin, join the boot guy. Got it?
Hey there, Joe.
Man, I tell you what, championship night here tonight, and got some pit stops, and I heard that they did a little update here today on this truck.
Yeah, this has been a really fun race to watch. I've been watching it since the drop of the green flag. I've just been making some sourdough and some other stuff with my wife, and yeah, it looks like we're getting some pit stops right now. 94 coming in.
Yeah, and it kind of threw these guys for a loop a little bit. I talked to all the championship Ford drivers before the race, and kind of the census was that it was a little unknown, and obviously they probably practiced all week, and then all of a sudden, boom, they throw a different model out here to them, and they don't know what to expect now. Maybe could throw off their pit strategies too, because it's a little early here to make it even a two-stop race.
Yeah, and what I think these guys are seeing is the lap times are starting to really come down. I haven't looked at the data yet, but like you said, I mean 42. If you can't stretch it another 8 laps, I mean I heard some guys saving on the broadcast, so they knew it was up. These guys are gonna have to somehow save some more fuel if they're gonna make it that 2-stop. Otherwise, they're gonna have to do a quick short stop.
Well, even after the pit stops, I'm looking at the times, and you're looking at the best times out there, like Collins around 30, about 30 70s, 30 60s, and they're running 31.2s right now. Tatum around 30.01, but that's still, I mean, that's almost half a second off of what their best times were.
Yeah, lots of tire fall off, and I haven't driven the truck since the update. So, and I think I told you I don't really do the update or don't do the truck that much, so I don't really know exactly what's going on with these guys. But just knowing how any stock car drives, I mean, the rear end's really just coming out from under them a lot. I mean, you saw that with the 3 early on as well. I mean, it's really interesting because you're really seeing the best driver is absolutely going to come out from this. I firmly believe that when it comes to an adjustment like this, they got to adjust on the spot with their practice earlier today and in the race right now. As the track's even changing and getting colder.
Well, right now, the best of the best right now, it's got Parker Collins up there. Obviously, he's run one of the Final Fours, racing for a championship. Folks, you can see him there highlighted in blue off to the side. We got Tatum right there behind him with Caleb Smith, Ghost in fourth, Seth Bowdy there in fifth. Nearest one would be actually, got to look a little further. Pit stop. Lane Hostler back there in 10th. He's trying to get through the field. He was kind of a little unsure about this truck here tonight. Collins, though, no, he wasn't he was kind of on the fence. I mean, he's figured it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw him biding his time earlier on. He really had, he really kind of taken his time. He got caught even by the 7, and when that happened, he started kind of picking the pace up, and he's really dictated the pace of this race now. Let those guys kind of burn their stuff up, if you will, and get out a little too far. And man, it's kind of a, I wouldn't know. I don't know if I would say masterclass because the race isn't over, of course, yet. But man, like you love to see this kind of racing, in my opinion, if you're a true racer.
You know, I just got to go back to a couple races ago. Collins, I mean, he did this. He dominated, and I pretty much almost gave him the race, and then just one little slip. I talk about mental mistakes a lot, and in oval racing, pit stops or the number one area. I mean, even in real racing, you hear real drivers say that motion races can be won and lost on pit road, and sure enough, he came out of pit road, a slip, brought the caution, and done him out for that race. But he had the most dominant truck that night, almost like what we're seeing right now out front. Nobody really, I say nobody could catch him, but I see the last laps there. Tatum's running about the same time, every once in a while running a little quicker, but still, I mean, a very dominant truck out here tonight. So, but it's not over with, like you said.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the number 54 who just ran the fastest lap of the whole race, and even him, he's getting caught by Abram right now as well, Mr. Ghost. And I mean, by the way, I love seeing the 22 up here. It's I've seen him in the ARCA series when I race with him, and it seems like trouble always finds him. He's a super safe driver, and it's good to see him up here having himself a good night. Now it's obviously not over, but just seeing him up towards the front, this dude knows how to get around, and it's good to see him in the top 5 right now.
And I go back to, I reference a lot of times how drivers and a lot of tendencies in drivers out here, I could kind of tell which ones are kind of more of an aggressive driver, which one's more kind of conservative driver. Usually a lot of times I talk about Joshua Altus. Qualifies usually, but he's normally there at the end because he really knows how to patiently come through that field. Ghost, like you just talked about, it's kind of another one there. With that said, with the way that this track is tonight, maybe these guys feeling that this truck's a little bit slicker than what it normally would be. A track like this might favor guys like that Ghost and Smith out there who are a little bit more conservative and know how to manage on those tires a little bit, because early on we saw those two get out front and do well. Problem is, on the long run, Collins ran them down, and can they bounce back and get up there? And me, Coop, I know you're running for a championship coming this Wednesday. I'm going to say this. I like to see other guys that are not running race everyone. I don't want them just to, roll over just because you're in the Final Four or whatnot.
No, I 100% agree. I mean, we all signed up for the same thing, to run a race. It just happens that there's also a championship at the same time. That's kind of the way I view it, and the same way I'll view it on Wednesday too. And I mean, you look at the 91 right now, I mean, he is absolutely chipping away. He has the same mindset too. He's like, hey, I don't care if you're running for a championship. Your next guy that you're going for is in P8 right now. So I'm gonna try and do something about this.
Yeah, I don't want to advocate for any wrecking or anything like that, but you're right. Tatum right now, his last lap was a 42-62 here on Collins, so he is coming. I talk a little bit about also, what it takes here on the broadcast to just, let's say, catch a guy and then just cleanly pass him. And, a lot of people, if you're new out there, I know that question comes on, well, why does a guy get up there and he just can't go around him? Well, you can look at the times on the track, and you can kind of dictate how long it's going to take a guy to get around him, how long it's going to, how fast they're going to be. Right now, by being as quick as he is, he's about a tenth and a half quicker than Collins. I'm going to say this track, probably it's going to take a tenth and a half to 2/10 for him just to, let's say, catch him, pass him, clean. Anything less than that, yes, he'll pass him, but it's probably taking about a lap or so.
You also have to consider, is Parker going 100% right now, which I think he is, just by watching it right now, he's going to be on his back deck lid here, so, and he's not quite going for it yet. Ross isn't going 100% quite yet. He's sizing him up right here. This is where you kind of see where his weakness is and see if you can find a spot, but I mean, he lost a lot of ground just by not going to the inside there, but the 91's got to make the pass, and you got to take whatever lane he doesn't. And right now, looks like the 87 prefers the bottom, and Ross can get some clean air at the top. Maybe he can get some momentum off of turn 2 right here.
Yeah, looking at right on line here with on board here with Collins, and it doesn't look like he's kind of saving, letting off the gas. I mean, he's just rolling through the turns. Probably don't use a lot of brake at this track. It's really momentum, probably style. If you do use brake, you're probably just dragging it ever so slightly. can see, though, about Tatum catching the back end. You know, I've mentioned this several times. You know, it's not the leader. If a guy catches you, it's not your position to say, well, let me just move out of the way. Hey, look, if it's the preferred line, I'm going to stay in it. It's your job behind me to find a safe way around me. Unless you do want to take the alternative route and run me over. Let's hope not.
Yeah, actually, just looking back to the field, I know the battle for the lead is really on, but Seth Foudy almost spun out going toe to toe with the 54. He's about to, oh my gosh, he almost spun out again. Holy cow, that was really close.
Yeah, you got Hostler back there too, and I know Hostler sitting there going, man, don't leg, man, 3 wide here. Foudy. Now, Foudy always tells me he's got the secret weapon out there. He's got his wife doing all the spotting for him, telling him what to do, where to go. Here on the track, she's done an outstanding job for that crew down there. It's always good to see them. And still Zachary Foudy back there in 15th, but got to give a shout out there to Daniel Miller, up 17 spots. Lane, though, Lane's the other, one of the final 4 contestants. He's the defending series champion. Finally got that monkey off his back last season. A little bit unsure here tonight. And even like last week, he said, I don't even know how I got up here in the top 3. He said, I probably had a 15, 16 place car. Tonight, though, could be his, man, here at the end. We still got a battle up front for that lead, Tatum and Ross.
I would have to be under the impression that Ross knows he could probably get by Parker, but then it's just going to bring everybody with them. I mean, they're gapping Ghostin, and they're gapping Caleb right now too. And Caleb's been having to fight for his position, so give it a couple more laps and maybe Ross tries to take that bite out of him. I don't think it's a necessity to get around him. I mean, you still have, about 30 to 40 laps left on this fuel run. Oh, he's taking a peek now. Let's see if he actually goes for it. Side by side, going to turn 3. He's going for it.
And I think here's what we're going to see is just how quick it takes him to get around him. Also, though, that inside lane, it gets a little bit tight coming off the turn there. Had to catch it. Still side by side coming to the line. You got Collins. He's going to lead that lap. He's going to be able to get him going to this turn. No, he's going to have to fall back.
He's giving him a lot of room. That is almost, I guess in my book, almost too much room, but at the same time, I don't blame him. There's at least a truck and a half length. I would do the same thing or something similar, because the last thing you want to do is try to really, he's faster than him, no doubt, but to execute the pass, you got to get a little closer to him, and I don't think he wants to do that right now, and you got a long race. This is a really respectful drive from Ross right now.
And like you just said, long race was closer to the end, man. He probably would press the issue a little bit more. I'm hoping he would. I go back on that. I know I don't want to harp on it a lot, but I go back on it. I hope you're not just driving easy around him because, hey, he's one of the drivers. Unfortunately, I've seen it. Don't think they'll do it here in this one, but I think maybe by the end of it, if this was about 5 laps to go, I think you would see maybe some pressing issues like we're seeing here with Caleb and Seth Foudy. I mean, these two guys are going after each other.
Yeah, they both let Lane go by, so Lane's now in P3. And I think he might even be faster than the front 2 guys.
22?
Yeah.
Or 12, my bad. He ran a 12.
And we'll see whether or not that's just them not going 100%, the front 2 guys. I mean, they got over a second and a half. That's a decent lead. But as we know, oh, wow, the 17 just door banged the 54. Oh, my God, they're going after it.
Yeah, those 2 guys right there. And
they're not holding back.
That kind of tells me right there, too, man, that truck, Foudy on the inside, looks like the truck gets a little tight and pushes up just a little bit, so you got to watch that when you're side by side with another driver.
Yeah, and that just shows you the difference of, like, what he's willing to do. I mean, he's right on his rear quarter panel. Oh, my gosh, there's barely any room. And those guys are teammates.
Mike Kelly there, too.
Yeah. I mean, those guys, I think, are in the same Discord. They're talking it over, and they might almost 3 wide there for a moment, but man, like that's the difference right there. 2 guys going for a championship and guys not. You can use up somebody who you're not really worried about messing their championship run up. And wow, Seth is on the outside now. That's a fantastic move going into 1.
The power move on the outside there. Foudy to the inside. He's going to see if he can't hold it. Actually, Caleb on the inside, down the inside. He's going to see if he can't hold that thing down. No, Foudy's going to take the spot away from him. Good to see, man, Caleb Smith up here. I know it's taken him a little bit to get back into the groove. Came out of the booth a couple seasons ago and been able to get back up here and get a rolling. Right now, you got Miller And like you just mentioned, Lane Hostler moved up into third. He's one of the final 4 drivers there, folks. Parker Collins out front leading it. I mean, he's still got Tatum. The only thing I worry about on Tatum's end here, though, Coop, is if he waits too long. We saw Collins, the longer the run, kind of towards the end of the pit cycle, was able to start stretching it out a little bit, because it looks like now those two are kind of evened out. And I mean, I don't know if that's just track position or if, like you said, Tatum's just back there kind of taking it easy.
I mean, you still have a decent amount of this fuel run to go. It's really kind of cat and mouse. If he's getting a little bit by little, I think he's doing the right play. I mean, it's hard. This is the part of the race that most people, I mean, they would say, oh, this is the boring part of the race. But honestly, when you look at the timesheet, it's really fascinating because he's just barely whittling them down. It's not enough to make a big difference, but I mean, it's a little bit. He just ran faster than both the guys, but only by 300s. You know,
you got to look. Well, actually, that last lap was a 38, 38, 35 for the top 3. I mean, I just tells you how consistent those guys are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then you go back to Abraham back there. Unfortunately, he just slipped a little bit on his end. Oh, he's up like a bad little Fowdy. That's why he was a little forward. But Fowdy's one of the quickest on the track right now, trying to see if he can't get back up here. Caleb's back here. This is where most of your action's going on. Back here around goes Caleb. Kelly and company about 5th on back. Miller's in the mix there too. Good to see Eric Anderson having a great run. And then Evan Kinney. Really quiet night tonight. Yes, he's one of the final 4 drivers. So, you know, just he had to come up. He's up 17 spots right now, sitting in 10. I mean, definitely don't count him out, even though right now he's back there in the back. And I know Logan Brecky's sitting back there going, yeah, I got a long shot here and back in 22nd. But, hey, anything could change upside down on this track tonight in this race.
Yeah, in front of him is where the Hornet's Nest is, too. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these guys, plus a lap car that's going to be faster than all of them. Which, I mean, that's kind of interesting. You're seeing how much, oh my gosh, look how much grip the Steve Gerber has, and he's going to have to be good here with the speed that he has, because he's got a lot of grip. But I mean, Kenny's got one of the fastest trucks out there right now. He's just about 2/10 faster than everybody, but I mean, he's got a lot of ground to catch up. He needs like 5/10 a lap to really make anything big happen. And I think we got side by side for the lead. Yeah,
Collins,
side by side.
We do, man. Collins, Tatum. This time, let's see what we got, man, because you've got Tatum actually says, you know what, let me take the high line. He didn't take it last time, and I think
he got it.
He's going to get it. Yeah, he got it there. That was a good power move to the outside. I think that was the only option he had. He saw the truck was just getting a little bit. I feel like the truck on the inside, not to say you can't make the pass, but I feel like it's getting too tight to go down there once you get in the middle of the turn. If you don't make that pass before you get into the turn, or as soon as you get into the turn, if you get to the middle on out, I think it's just going to get a little bit tight on you, and it's going to make it harder coming off the turn.
Now, what's really interesting is to see two things develop here. One, how much faster is Ross? How is he going to be able to manage that? And 2, Lane is coming. I mean, he is going to catch Parker probably the next couple of laps, especially with this lap car coming up. Man, I mean, it's going to be just a lap probably before they're nose to tail, and Lane's definitely got the car right now. I mean, he's on a mission, and got to tell you, my pick for this race before it started was Parker, but at this rate, he's going to need a little bit of help, I think, and a good pit stop if he's going to try and keep Lane behind him.
Love to see it, man. Tatum right now out there, and just to give you a little history lesson on Ross Tatum, this is actually his 4th season in the Clean Racing League. Literally 4 seasons. And out of those 4 seasons, 2 of them, he won the championship, his 1st and 2nd season. He was able to race in the, make sure I get this right. He was able to race in the one, didn't get it, and then he missed one, and this actually was 5th season, excuse me, and then he missed this one. So, in 5 starts, 2 championships, not bad of a career so far.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, when you jump into a league and do that well, especially in the trucks. I mean, NARCA is a little different. The trucks are a lot more car to drive, and they change all the time too. I mean, it's really impressive the fact that he also in this race specifically was able to really do something. And Parker's not done. Parker's he's not letting Ross go away. I mean, remember I said he scraped the wall a little bit though.
He did.
And we got some guys pitting as well, so it'd be very interesting to see. Oh, here come the leaders, both of them coming down.
Well, and
what a slide! Oh my
Griffin
gosh.
Jr. Invitation out there. Yeah, we saw Caleb ghosting them. Looks like they're on the same pit strategy. They did this earlier in the race. Came in about a lap or so earlier than the leaders, and then we saw Collins and them come in. It looks like Hostler's going to stay out just a little bit longer. He feels really confident, but we're here with Collins. Tonight, I feel like, and I don't get to say this a lot because, Coop, unfortunately on iRacing, there's not many tracks that tires are the be-all, end-all where it's at. Most of the time, it's track position. Tonight, maybe it feels like you can have a good set of tires if you're in that right position and really be able to gain some positions with them. Obviously, it's been clean and green so far. Caution flies. We'll have to see if maybe we get some guys on different pit cycles. But, yeah, for the most part, most of these 1.5 miles, you want that track position open. Newer tires, because if you get marred back in 15th, 20th some spot, you just run out of time trying to get back to the front.
Yeah, and Lane's coming down as well. I think we're going to see just slightly different strategies. Evan Kinney, he's coming down as well. Trask stayed out, so he's going to take over the lead right here. And even those few laps, those guys who pitted earlier, they're going to be the guys that they get the best lap times right now. But I think clearly Lane had the right idea. I think pitting later is what you want to do, especially when you're catching him. I just really think that is the call for him now, and then maybe undercutting them later. We'll have to see.
As long as he doesn't get too far,
he's up pit road and doing pretty well.
Yeah, and I was saying before there too, as long as he doesn't get too far behind, if he gets too far behind, he's going to run out of time trying to catch him.
Right.
So far, man, pit stops here tonight. Got Collins, Tatum out front here with Hostler. Like you, I'm interested to see now how this pitcher, because they're going to have to pit one more time before the end of this one.
Yeah, definitely a three-stopper. And I got to tell you, if you're Ross Tatum, man, you got to be mad that you got out of pit road right behind Collins because you worked so hard to get up there in the first place. I was just looking at the timesheet, and now Parker reclaims the lead officially with some lack traffic ahead of him. That might be a little bit of a factor. I don't know about today, but normally you probably see a little bit more. But gosh, it's got to be really frustrating to be behind him right after pit road. You came in ahead of him, and somehow he got ahead of you.
Well, it's interesting. On Real Racing, they talk about pit stops, pit times, and the pit time there, Collins actually had a stop up of 14:75. Tatum 3. But there's one number that I wish that they would talk about in real life, but they don't, and I don't know why. Now, I know they have the telemetry and all, but we have it, and that's total pit time, which means the time it took for them to get on pit road, do the pit stop, and get off pit road. And a lot of times I get asked this question sometimes in the chat out there, well, how did a driver get in front of so-and-so and then he had a slower pit stop? Well, right here you can see, and this makes sense how Tatum was able to get behind. 1, the pit stop was slow. 2, the total pit time. Collins had a 40.32 to a 40.87. So right there, somewhere in between on and off, Tatum kind of lost a little time. Obviously, he lost some time on his actual stop himself, but then he lost a little bit more time there between on and off pit road. And that's just a time I wish that, even in real racing and whatnot, that people look at. And I kind of want to bring to attention to a lot of people because, again, races are won and lost a lot of times. I talk about mental mistakes. Mental mistakes are done on pit road.
Yeah, and that's the end-to-end timing you're talking about once they hit that first line and once they hit that second line. And then there's also the time that you make up when you're behind somebody and you can use them to accurately find out how fast you need to come down pit road too. So I mean, I know he used that too, even though the 91 came in earlier, but no, you're 100% right. I look at that data oftentimes when I'm doing endurance races with my team, and it's like, man, like we got behind and we couldn't figure out why. And there could also be fuel. I mean, there could be fuel. Maybe the 91 needed to fuel more than the 87. All of these things start to matter. The small things, the devil's in the details, as they say. And they definitely took 4 tires. I'm almost 100% certain on that. But but now, I mean, Parker's kind of pulling away just a little bit right now. We'll see what it looks like long term. But I mean, he pulled off by like about a 10th right there, and they've really gapped Lane now.
Yeah, that's about 1.3, 1.4, 1.1 behind there to Lane Hostler. Watching this battle back here between Anderson and Foudy. Them two guys have been going at each other. Good to see Eric Anderson having a good run. He's up 30 spots here tonight. Foudy's right there in 5th. The Ghost right behind him in 6th. Caleb's along with him. And yeah, what this green flag stops do is obviously mixes up the field a lot. You can see a lot of lap traffic right there in between them. Guys trying to get back on the lead lap and to get back up through the field and whatnot. All Lane right there in 3rd, with Collins out front trying to get the championship in the win tonight. We've also got, let's look back here, where did Evan Kinney end up here? Look through the field. Evan Kinney's he's back there in 9th place right now. He's the other Final Four driver, along with Logan Brecky, who has moved up to 18th, so trying to move up. And then there's another battle out here, man, Coop. Tonight they got what they call the best of the rest. And that battle's between Matthew Gilliam, who actually showed a lot of speed earlier in the race. He's right there in 17th. And unfortunately, Steve Gerber back out here. He's back there in 28th spot. So between those two guys, a little bit of battle going on between them. They got to the best of the rest. And I know Matthew was going to pull that thing off here tonight.
Yeah, while we're talking about that, Ross took the lead on the bottom. I think that's really important to talk about. He got it on the bottom. He wanted it right then, and that's when if you want to get it and you're that close, you have to get it earlier in the run. There's no doubt about that. And so he used his tires up a little bit to get that pass done. And now Parker needs to just say, hey, I'm gonna use you. I'm gonna use your draft. I'm gonna try and save some tires because Lane is gonna be faster with just about 2 or 3 lap newer tires. It's gonna be really imperative for him to use Ross right here.
And another thing that comes up, a question in the mind there is, would you see Collins riding there with Tatum? Obviously, Collins has a lot more to lose than Tatum does here tonight. Tatum would love to end the season out with a win here, obviously. And so he could be a little bit more aggressive there. And you mentioned it earlier about Collins, is he holding back any? Again, I went back on those tires. The pit difference, I mean, it's only 2 laps, but I feel on this track here tonight, we do not see this very often. In any other, it usually takes 30 lap different tires for this kind of difference. But right now, 2 lap different tires, you're right. Hostler right now ran a 6.6 that time, but the prior time before, he was almost a 10th faster than these guys coming up there to him. So definitely it seems like tires here can make up. I think if Hostler can stay with the pit strategy he did this last time, and he doesn't if he stays at the same distance he is, might be a winning combination coming to the end of the race. Yeah,
and we're almost to that 2/3 mark. This is a longer race than I remember these trucks having, especially with only having one caution. Honestly, this is
the clean racing league,
Yeah, and it's making for the best kind of racing. Getting 3 potential green flag pit stops is, I mean, what better could you ask for to crown a champion after something like this? But still got a long ways to go, and there's still a lot of heavy lifting battling right now. And looks like Seth finally cleared Anderson for that P4 position for the time being. And right behind him is just an absolute gaggle of guys. Yeah, they just can't get away from. Oh, the 5's in the wall. They just can't get away from each other.
Yeah, I see right there. That's Caleb Smith actually just popping the wall just a little bit. Well, no, the 5. Excuse me, Chris Smith. My bad. He's actually a lap down, if I'm not mistaken, back there in the back. He's first one to lap. Joshua Gillian would be the first one to lap down back there in the back. But you're right. A lot of this racing is going on around about that 5th, 4th, 6th place spot. We've seen this with Foudy, Anderson, Ghost, Trask, Smith. They just can't get away from each other. And, interesting to talk about that. Jordan Trask, I don't know how much you follow along here with the Truck Series, but that guy's got speed, but sometimes just bad luck. It just seems like it always comes up at the wrong time, wrong place. He can get up there, he can run with them, but just something always seems to happen. It just can't. And, a lot of people always say, well, the fastest driver always wins. No, they don't. You've got to be able to put a whole package together when it comes to racing.
Yeah, and it looks like we're getting another battle for the lead. Looks like the 87 has awoken. He's right back on the 91.
Feeling pressure
maybe
from
he was saving
there.
Yeah, maybe he was saving a little bit. He had been on his outside there for a second, and man, look at the speed he's got on the front straightaway. He's definitely faster than Ross all of a sudden, and he's looking on the inside, looking for that clean air.
Really trying to peek on the inside. Remember, Tatum had to do that outside pass because the inside just wouldn't work. I feel like that truck gets a little bit too tight in the center off. Going into the turn, I think if you can make that pass going in, you might have it, but you're going to have to take a little bit, probably a chance, maybe kind of clip the nose on the guy that you're actually passing in the back. I think the outside lane might be the problem. Is Collins fast enough to do the outside lane here on Tatum? We'll have to see. Right now, though, if you look in the rearview mirror, the man is coming. The other championship 4 driver there, Lane Hostler, the defending series champ. And, interesting career here at the Clean Racing League. Just like Collins, you see Collins kind of peeking in the inside there, but Hostler real quick here. Couple about 3 seasons ago, before Tatum took it all in, Hostler was the man to beat throughout the season. And when I say man to beat, we're talking about he had like a 5-6 win season through the regular season and got to the Final Four, I don't know how many times, and lost it. Just could not seal the deal. Had the most dominant, truck, and then he fell off one season. Just had a season to forget, and then came back and won the championship. So good to see. And then right now, he's on the heels of maybe defending this thing tonight.
Yeah, it looked like that last lap, there was a couple moments when he looked a lot faster, but then he got to turn 3 and 4, and I don't know, maybe his truck isn't working as well as on the bottom. Yeah, you're right. And I think the 87 is trying to get away from that. He went way high in turn 1 and 2, and I'd expect him to do the same. I think he's shading low right here, and he's going to go top. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Oh, that's really that's really fun to see because he might be able to get the momentum going down the front straightaway to get to his outside. Not quite yet, though. They're going to probably come down the pit road another 15 to 20 laps, too. So, where are you going to be when that comes? Or did you come early? I think at about 10, 15 laps, they can make it the rest of the way on fuel if they decide to do that. Strategies are way open right now.
Yeah, and I think, right now, Hostler has that right strategy. If he can do what he did last time, maybe stay out a couple, laps prior, and then watch Tatum and Collins come on the same time, and I think they will. Riding on board here with actual Collins and was watching earlier just to see. Trucks look pretty stable. They're not really kind of yanking the wheel down. So even if they are tight, they're not really kind of forcing that wheel. A little bit loose coming off the turn right there, turn 2. Heading off down into turn 3 right now. A little bumpy track, but not too bad.
Yeah, it looked like that front end actually took off on him a little bit, and he had to let out the throttle. and then that rear end started coming out. So the old snappy loose, as they say. It's tight until it's not, and then it's like, oh no, the rear end's coming out of it. So I think he's getting a lot of aero wash. That's what we like to call it on my team. A lot of you're getting hit a lot by the bad air. But he's going to need to do something a little bit more if he's going to try and get away from Hostler, because, I mean, Hostler, I think, is just kind of playing it easy, just slowly. He's not working the truck too hard right here. He's just letting him come back to him, and, man, he's looking like he's going to be right there in about a lap or so.
Yeah, you got to look at this point of the race. I think Hostler's trying to say, okay, look, I've got the right pit. Actually, he just let off with the clutch that Hostler did. Wow. Went on board with him. Coming out of turn 1, he just actually tapped the clutch, dropped the RPM just for a second down to if he does in 3 and 4. No, he stayed high there. Yeah, he touched that clutch just ever so slightly going into turn 2. See if he does it again. He's down the front stretch here, coming across the line. Still full wide open right now. Turn 1, he did it again. Down to 1200.
Yeah.
1200. Yeah, he's clutching for some reason. And now,
I think I know. I think I know, Joe. And I mean, I don't mean to say anything that's going to spoil someone's strategy, but I mean, you have to really heavily consider 2 tires here. If you're not I think so. I think you got to go long on this run if you can. And Lane has been going long on these runs. And then you take less fuel. If you can take less than if you can make sure that you don't take that second can. We talked about this after the Talladega race on Wednesday. If you can make it so that you don't take that second can, you can be in a much better spot, save about 1.5 seconds, then you don't take those tires, and you can gain about 3 or 4 seconds on track. Now, no one really knows what that's going to look like because of the update. So you're I mean, if you don't think you can pass them, and you want to swing for the fences, that's my call, because I prefer strategies that just give me a better chance and let me wheel it. But I think Lane it'd be, in his case, he's catching him naturally. I would hold off, but I'm thinking about like Evan Kinney right here. He used to gain like 4 seconds, maybe take 2 tires. He's fighting the 43 right now. Get away from those guys. Same thing with the 1. I mean, gosh, he's in 20th now. He's not having such a great race.
I totally agree on that with Evan Kinney. Hostler, I mean, if he could, and I would go along with that strategy there too with Hostler, if he could get far enough ahead, because obviously the 4 tires are going to run him down. The thing about it is, again, I go back to how far ahead. If he gets 15, 20 seconds ahead, let's say, yeah, it could pay off with the 2 tires. But if it's only a 5, 6 seconds, maybe Collins in with those 4 tires with about 30 laps to go, probably could have enough time to run him down. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see, because right now Hostler's staying it. But I agree with Kenny. Somebody like Kenny sitting back there in the back might have to swing for the fences on.
Yeah, but they're right together right now. And oh wow, LaBrosse got out of shape just a little bit right there. The rear end kicked out just a tiny bit. And with 30 laps to go, I mean, with 32 laps to go, I'd be surprised if one of these guys doesn't start heading towards pit road soon, just to see, what can they make out of it. Like the window is open. There's no doubt about that.
Up here, aren't they, between each other?
Absolutely. Who's coming down first?
Yeah.
And what do you do right now? Like, because he's right on the back of Collins, but the front end of the truck keeps on going towards the wall. It keeps on. The nose wants to go up to the track, and that's why Parker can't get past Ross right now. Track position is really king right now, which is kind of why I think about that 2 tire stop. I don't know if it's the right call, but you want to try at least entertain it if you can go a little longer on this run.
Absolutely.
And I think Lane could do it on fuel for sure. I think all these guys could do it on fuel, but whether they want to with the tires, it's a game right now. Because if I was Seth, I'd come in pit road soon, like maybe this lap.
Tatum and Collins put it on lap 75. That puts 25, 20, the 35 laps is what they're looking at right now. Hostler came in at 77. He's a couple laps shorter than that. If you wait, again, I go back on that. As far as Hostler goes, I know he's probably thinking, man, the longer they stay out here, And if I stay out longer, I'm just going to run out of time trying to run them down. I don't want to get in that predicament. So at some point, Hostler might have to come down with these guys if they stay out too long.
That might be the play too. I mean, if you see them coming down pit road, which some of these guys have started coming down, and if he can come down and judge the speed, on pit entrance, and then get side by side with them on the entrance by maybe braking late. I mean, being in third place, in my opinion, right now, is the catbird seat, but it's not. It's the stressful position. Same thing with P2.
We don't know how much the Hostler's just sitting there just riding either. Know that.
I think I would have to say that he is not comfortable being in third. I think if you're trying to go for a championship,
even with the
if
shifting that we're seeing, I mean, we'll see it again, yeah, because he is still clutching. I mean, obviously he's just riding by just clutching. I mean, he's not pushing.
There they go. They're coming down.
Yeah, he's going to stay out. So,
the 91 may not make it. Oh wow!
Whoa! Sliding.
That may have slowed him up too much. That might have slowed the 87 down in just enough.
Wow! Heck yeah! Interesting question that Craig's talking about. Says Austin, if you take less fuel, you run out quick. How does that work? If you take less fuel, you run out. Well, of course you do. You have less fuel. I mean, but you'll have just enough to make it to the end of the race, and that's the fine line. That's the strategy of the crew chief and what you've got to come up with. You want just enough fuel to know that you can make it to the end. Obviously the census says, let's all the way just fill it up all the time. You don't want to all the time fill it up, especially here at the end of the race. If you know you could get with 3/4 of a tank, do 3/4 of a tank. That's what you're gonna have.
Man, I think the 91's got to come down this time, just because of the speed that they get on those new tires.
Yes.
If he doesn't come now, he's coming down the track. I think maybe this is it for him.
Yep.
Oh, he's gonna go another one. Oh man.
Okay. Well, he's not going to quite get them a lap down because they're out of pit road. You can see right now Collins obviously was able to get in front of with that little slip up. And talk about mental mistakes. It was huge on that slip up too, because Tatum 1.7 seconds back now to Collins. So that gives Collins a little breathing room that Hostler doesn't want to see, because that lets Collins get out there and kind of just ride his own race a little bit. As long as Tatum was there, it kind of made him, on the edge a little bit. The Hostler's on pit road. Right, well, Hostler, let's see if he does. I don't think he does 2 tires. I think he does 4.
Yeah. With him taking those extra couple laps, I think that's the call right here. I mean, if you were to take those tires, you would have needed to do it earlier, I think, or come in the lap after. But let's see, right sides are going to come up here. Yep. Let's see if those left sides come up too.
See, Collins, he had a pretty good pit stop of a 14.9, total 41.17. He's been on at point all night long. See what, man, not too bad of a pit stop, 14.55. A little faster there, pit stop time than Collins, so he's going to make up some time. Collins is going to get by him. Not going to be that far ahead of him, so.
I don't know. That's a big lead right there. That's a big lead.
2 seconds is what it's going to end up being. 2.5, 2.93.
Yeah, that's a lot right there.
Hey, you know, and I know too, though, there's a caution in the air somewhere. I mean, hey, we've seen it many a times.
Yeah, if
the race has got a feeling to go
out,
green, though. I mean, it does have a feeling to go.
I would have to agree with you. Like, these guys are, even though they're racing close and hard, I mean, I think we've got ourselves a green flag run to the end. But man, what did Parker do? Because I mean, I have to look at the sheet and see if he took 2 by chance. Because
no, he took 4.
I mean, that was a quick stop.
He took well, his stop was 14.9. Actually, Hostler had a better time on and off and pit stop. He had a 14.55 and had a 40.68 to Collins 41.17. Now, even with Tatum was the one who suffered. You know, this is kind of interesting because you saw Tatum actually have that bobble come on pit road. This is interesting. His pit stop was a 15.38, so his pit crew fell asleep on him. But yet he still had a faster time on and off of a 40.83 than Collins. So lost a lot on the pit stop, tried to gain it back, pretty much about dead even as he come up. And that equates to that 2-second gap that we're seeing between them two. And See Hostler right there. How much does Tatum fight Hostler? And
Not at all.
yeah,
Gosh.
that answered that question real quick. I think, yeah, again, I go back to I don't like seeing it, but I think, man, Tatum understands. Hey, look, Hostler does have a little faster truck. I could probably race him. If Hostler starts to fall off, obviously, probably will race him, but gonna let him go here and see if he can't run it. Hostler's full blown now. He's going.
Yeah, he was 4/10 faster that last lap. Let's see what it is here. Another
Down to
4/10 or
2.2.
so.
He's down to 2.2 seconds on Collins, and he's got enough time to catch him.
It happened pretty quickly too. I'll be honest with you. I did not see that time coming down that quick. I don't know if Parker is saving it all. Lane's not. I'm pretty confident about that. He's gonna probably get under 2 seconds here at the line. I mean, my gosh, he's really put the wick on right now. And with 30 laps to go, I mean, there's still a lot of time. And man, Lane, I think is just really pushing it, which is a really good thing early on. We'll just see if he can keep it up. And Parker's dealing with flat traffic. He's dealing with the 16 of Gerber right now.
Yeah, able to make quick work there. Steve Gerber going around and putting the lap down. Collins out front, folks. This is it. Final four. Clean Racing League here tonight, presented by Ghost Athletics here on the podcast. We got the Ghost Athletics here sponsoring our race force here for the Final Four. 2 drivers up front right now racing for it. There's 4 out here, man, trying to go for the championship. You got Evan Kinney, Logan Brecky back here. Evan Kinney right now sitting in that 11th place spot. Unfortunately, Brecky back in the 21st. But it's all coming down to the line here between Collins and Hostler, the defending series champ there. Hostler, can Collins dethrone him and put it out front here tonight? He's got it down to 1.4, 1.3 seconds. The question is now, Coop, he is faster. He's got the better tires, but catching, passing's 2 different things. And how much has he used up by the time he does catch him?
Yeah, I would have to say that those first few laps, I think Parker went really hard. And then I haven't looked at the timesheet quite yet, and I don't really want to.
47.
Yeah, I'm looking at those like 2 or 3 laps right after pit road,
Well,
and
we go back. I'm sorry about that, but here we go back on that, Coop. Remember, Lane was actually clutching that going in the turn, so he wasn't running that truck nowhere near even 3/4 of what it was. I mean, now he's running this thing for everything he's got. That might be a scary thing. If he wasn't running at full blast before, now he is. That means he's way faster than Collins to begin with.
That might be 4/10 fast. I mean, yeah, maybe he was holding on to his hand. I mean, that's risky, but I mean,
Pay it off.
he was there the whole time. Like you said, if he knew he had something, why show it? Why show him? Why pass him and show them?
Is that what you're gonna do on Wednesday, Coop? You're going for the championship on Wednesday. Is that that's your plan?
I won't tell you anything about what I'm doing on Wednesday.
Yeah. And if everybody don't know, tune in Wednesday. We got another championship, ARCA Series here with the Clean Racing League. Austin Coop up here with me, man. Appreciate him joining up here in the booth. And he'll be racing in that championship. We've got Mike Kelly, Seth Fowdy, and the company right there along with him, too. So that'll all be a good battle. But right now, this is heating up. Lane Hostler has caught Parker Collins. Can Hostler get around him? That's going to be the question. And, can he defend that, championship? This right here is going to be interesting, the closing lap.
Yeah, you're going to have to get on the top side, I think, like we talked about earlier. And I imagine the 61 has used this stuff up a lot more than Parker has. But is Parker just letting that happen? Is he going to let him get side by side with him? You don't ever want that, but maybe he doesn't. We don't know all those things, but he's going to have the momentum coming off of turn 2. Here comes. Oh, he's going to block.
Oh, he does. Now, it might be a little early for that, because I'm going to tell you what, Hostler's like, okay, now, see, and you want to play your hand like that early on, that tells Hostler, okay, this is how we're going to race. So, and the bad thing about that, too, is these are 2 drivers going for a championship. The same real estate, the same thing here. It's not like you got one just racing for a win, one not. These 2 guys are, and hey, look, hey, we'll wreck each other if you want to. If you want to go up here and beat and bang, sure, why not?
There he goes.
Yeah, he thought about it there for a minute, Collins did.
Oh, he's going to just absolutely just get by him.
He just blew his doors off. I go back to before that caution there, Coop. We saw Hostler was clutching going in. Collins wasn't. Yes, he probably used a little bit more tire here to gain and run him down. But I feel like Hostler might have been a lot faster than those two guys in front of him. And it's showing right now. If he can get a substantial lead, Collins might not be able to run him back down.
Yeah, I mean, there's the chance that that 61's pushing really hard, and there's the chance that I think Parker was probably pushing as hard as he could, just because you don't block like that if you're not really wanting to keep him behind you, and it's a little bit of a risky block. I mean, I wouldn't say I wouldn't do the same thing, but holy cow, like that was crazy. But now he's losing him for sure. I mean, he's losing him a little bit, and about a 10th lap or so. No clutching on either of them.
Yeah, I'm watching riding on board here with Lane right now. So he's riding around that 6,700 RPM along with Collins. I go back to what he was doing before that pit stop. He was riding behind Collins, and actually that clutch, obviously you know as well as anyone that doing that, you're going to slow it down. Definitely not running wide open, and right now, man, Oslo will be looking for that repeat on the championship.
That, and we still have about 20 laps to go. There's some lap traffic in front of our leader. They look like they're going after it. In fact, I thought better of it, which is probably for the best for everybody, not going 3 wide for, lapping some guys. Yeah, they're keeping up at the top, which is nice to see. But is Parker saving anything at all? I think that's the thing. Is like, yeah, he was trying to keep behind him, but is he saving anything at all? And Lane's going down to the bottom to cut the draft from the 87. I don't know if that was a good idea, because entrance to 3 wasn't great. He's sliding up the track. I've been looking at the 61's laps, the last few laps, and he's just really able to keep it on the bottom, like way better than the 87. So I don't think saving's happening as much as you'd like to see if you were the 87, to like maybe have a last surge. And dealing with the slot traffic's tough too, but anything can happen. We give a caution, which I don't think we're going to have that with the way these guys have been going, but got about 16, 17 laps. I mean, let's see if he has something. If he can stick out of the bottom a little bit better, he might be able to get back to him, but I mean, the passing, I think, is going to be really tough now.
Talk about that too with Collins there. Is he saving? Don't want to let Lane get too far out, because then trying to reel him back in, you're just going to run out of time. I look back here in 9th place spot. The man who got caught up in the first caution of the race, actually that truck just came out running, Ricky Harding, and he has been able to fight back up to 9th place here, 8th place now as he's battled with Eric Anderson. So what a bounce back for that guy. Was way back in the back of the pack. He pretty much wrecked himself there at the beginning of the race, and now has been able to get back here and get in the top 10. So what a fire back there for Ricky Harding.
Yeah, when you have a race that goes green flag like this, you can really make up for a mistake, but at the same time, you can't fix that damage. So if he has any damage on that truck, he's been dealing with it and dealing with it well. And I think that is quite impressive for him to do that. And also looking through the field, Seth Foudy, he's in 3rd. He's got qualified in the pole. I call him Rocket Man, because he's always qualified stuff towards the front. He knows how to, if it was time trials, he'd just win them all. But 3rd place is really good for him right now. And Jordan Trask, like you were talking earlier, he's in P5 solidly. No one really around him. In fact, he's got 3 seconds ahead and 2 seconds behind.
Yeah, you got 15 to go here to decide a championship for tonight. Truck Series, Clean Racing League. Folks, go check out cleanracingleague.com. Get you up to speed, everything going on in the league, plus maybe some updates on what we're looking at in season 25 around the corner here. And what we got points wise, the sponsors too here tonight: Ghost Athletics, CRL Podcast, got a Savage Graphics Design coming on board next season. Proud to see them on here. Obviously Apex Mountain Apparel out there too, looking good. As you see, we was just talking about Jordan Trask there in the 5th place. Ross Tatum sitting up in the 4th place spot. Back here, Ricky Harding having a good run. Rounding out the top 10, Ghostman still having a solid, go at it here tonight there in the 10th. And then we got another battle on the track. Remember, we were talking about that best to the rest. Well, right now, Matthew Gilliam is back in 28th spot. Steve Gerber is the other one there that's battling him in 31st. Unfortunately, those two gentlemen, I believe, are a lap down. They are. They might be a couple laps down. But, you know, that battle's heating up between them for the best of the rest here tonight. And the big one here is though up front, and looks like Hostler's he's maintaining that lead. It's not what Collins wants to see. He's not growing it. He's not losing it. Just kind of maintaining. David Sim laps. My bad. I appreciate that.
I've been looking at the lap times just a little bit, and the last 5 laps, Parker has been about half a tenth faster.
See that, yeah.
I just don't think that's enough to make it happen. He's got 10 laps to go. But here's the thing. What would you do for a championship? If you can catch him, they're teammates. He's not going to wreck them. But if he gets there,
I've seen some wild stuff happen here in this one.
if it's the last lap, are you willing to take your teammate and move him up the track? I'd say that we could be in for something like that. That's if he lets the door open. I mean, I'd take the top side if I was Lane starting the next lap or so. As it looks like, actually Lane started to put the wick on a little bit more, so he pulled away about half a tenth that lap.
But I asked on this, Coop. Got a teammate who runs out here too, and they got a pretty big team down there, like what you just said. You know, Collins and Hostler are the only dad's team down there. When you're in this position, though, and you just said teammates, but how much communicating are you doing between each other? Here's kind of what I'm getting at. I mean, how much are you saying, well, because normally as a team, you're working together. Yeah, I'm running this, and this seems like it feels pretty good down low. You might want to try this way, try that. As a team, but I mean, how much of that communication is Hostler going to go, yeah, sure, Collins, hey, I'm running bad fast right here in this lane. Come on with me, you know. No, Hostler, you need to run, or Collins, you need to run against the wall. But so, what kind of communication as a team player there do you do?
I imagine that team chat right now is quiet. I mean, okay. I imagine it's very quiet. I love my teammates. Cam and I have been running for a long time, and unfortunately, he's had computer issues, so hasn't been able to run. But even last week, you know, with Mike, he basically saved my rear from losing more positions last week. Definitely a huge clutch man. Got to give a shout out to him. But if it was us in a similar situation, I mean, I would be hard pressed to tell my teammate a darn thing. I love the dudes, but yeah, I mean, we got to this place together. Now it's time for at least one of us to get there, and I want to be the guy to do it. That's pretty much what Lane is thinking.
5 laps to go, man. It could be all Lane here tonight, but does Collins have something here at the end? And I've been watching the lap times. He's only been a tick faster than that last time. Hostler was a little bit faster by about 100th or so. So it is maintaining and staying right about 0.4, 0.5 between the two gap-wise. Collins is not gaining. He's really not losing anything. Hostler out front. Yeah, if it's staying like it is right here, I don't know. Hostler, I think that pit strategy has paid off. We saw it early on by that 2-lap difference. He didn't get so far back, and surprisingly was able to make up that 3.5 seconds very quickly.
Yeah, I would say that. Oh, and here comes the 5 to the outside. I would say that.
Good job, that 5 there.
Being the owner, I think
he
he knows at this point he would only be hurting the 87 by going side by side with him. But he's been behind him for a while. I think he would have got by him already if he really wanted to. But man, I just don't think he's got the stuff. He's in dirty air. You know, being about half a second back is probably the worst place to be. You just can't gain, and you gain on the straightaways, but then you lose it in the corners, and it's just you feel kind of hard stuck, for lack of a better way to say it. You could try and run a little harder, but it's not. I mean, you're just going to probably lose the front end grip and go right into the wall. So. Gotcha. He's got to hope that the 8061 is a problem here, but I think the Lane has done a masterful job of playing the strategy game, playing the tires really well, and just ultimately driving really well when it mattered.
Well, right now, up in 6 is our other number 4 driver here tonight. The final 4, Evan Kinney, had a good run of 21 spots. there in 6th. Just going to run out of time on this one. Logan Brecky would be the other one. Unfortunately, just back there in 21st, but not too bad of a way to say, look, I made it to the Final Four. A little hope coming into next season. I definitely got, man, the truck to be able to get up here up front. But, yeah, we're seeing it right on board here because we got some guys making pit stops, and that just brought it up as how close are these guys, because they did pit on lap 115. We saw a lot of guys pit around 30, 35 laps. It puts them around that 35 lap mark. Don't see Hostler, though, this time clutching it at all.
No, and those extra 2 laps are only going to help him with the fuel situation. If anyone was going to have a problem with fuel, unless Lane took a lot less, which I don't think that happened looking at his overall pit time, but Parker is going to be the only one with it, thinking about that. And even then, he just got really tight into turn 4. He's really, he stabilized. He got a 10th back and stabilized, but he needs 2/10 a lap now. It's just, that's not happening right now.
Absolutely not. He's right there sitting in 2nd. Laps winding down. I know it's a daunting feeling as a driver. You're just like, man, he's right there. Why can't I just pull him in? Can't get that little bit of speed that I need. And the more the laps go away, the more that hope for the championship starting to fade away. But for Hostler, though, on the other end, he's in there going the more laps because the white flag's out. And he says, I got one more time. Can I defend this title? And this would be bittersweet because, again, this last season, but the season prior, he had one that he just could not forget.
Oh, he's out of gas.
Whoa, is he out?
Parker's out.
Oh, my. Wow, and that brings us up. So the 2 laps prior has helped out Hostler, and Collins running out on the last lap. Hostler's going to win this thing and win the championship, and back-to-back it. And what I was saying is, like, not last season, he won the championship last season, but the season before, he just, wow. It was a season for him to get, but unfortunately Collins is just way back in 8th, and let's see where he ends up.
There's nothing else he would have done.
Yep. He ran that thing hard. He did.
He did what he was supposed to do to try and see if he could get it. He probably knew with 5 laps to go, it's probably not going to make it, but you have to try it anyways.
Absolutely.
And, wow. But man, Lane, like I said earlier, a few laps ago, he ran this race to perfection, ran a masterclass on the strategy, how to get there, and run the good laps when it mattered. That last pit stop is exactly what makes a champion right there. And Lane did so well.
When I talked to him before the race, very unsure about tonight. Like, I really don't know what to expect or what I'm going to do. So really unsure. So for him to figure that out through it, and I'm like you there, man, Coop, and hey, I know you got a championship to run for there, but that's what makes champions, to be able to get out here, say, okay, look, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen, but be able to figure it out throughout the race, and he did here tonight.
Yeah, he did.
Jordan Trask up there in 3rd spot. Yeah, and Seth Bowdy. What a run here tonight.
With Collins having the fuel, let a lot of guys get a position that they weren't anticipating at the end.
Bring some of these guys up here and get a word in with them here. Trask, you in the booth? Got a copy?
I've got a copy.
Man, you was able to get a 3rd, just coming through the field. I know they did a little update here tonight. How was you feeling here, man, in this Final Four here tonight?
Yeah, that was a fun race. The new truck model definitely felt a little different. Was oddly loose a few times there. Had a lot of fun racing it. It was a bit of a fuel game. Decided to pit on that one caution and restarted in the back of the field and just slowly made my way forward. Lane and Seth just did an amazing job saving fuel there on the staying out strategy, and that was the right decision in the end. But man, it was a lot of fun, and glad I could get a podium.
I got to ask too, we saw out there, it looks like some of the trucks getting a little tight, a little slick. How was the tire wear on this track here tonight?
I kind of went in here with no practice and just thought I'd run it like I did Kansas. Had a lot of luck there. It drives very similar, and overall it drove really well. I think if I stayed on the same strategy as them, I probably could have had a chance to maybe battle up there with Lane or Seth for the top spot. But Yeah, I really like the new truck model and the tire wear that comes with it. It feels like you can drive it loose or tight depending on how you drive your truck through the run, and I feel like it's a lot more responsive as to what the driver does.
You're definitely responsive, man, and getting up part of third. You got anybody you want to thank for a good finish?
Yeah, thanks to you guys for the broadcast. Gonna watch it back, and huge congratulations to Lane for winning that championship. He shows up when it matters, and he's one of the hardest to beat. And thanks to everyone who puts on the races here on CRL and everyone at Alloy Motorsports. It's been fun to run with them all season, and hopefully I can make it back to the Champ 4 next season.
There you go, man. Congratulations on that third, and go ahead and tell you have a good Merry Christmas.
You as well, Joe. Have a good one.
All right, there you go. Jordan Trask, third place. And up here, Seth Fowley. Seth, Joe in the booth, you got a cop.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
Well, man, as always, just able to battle it back up and get up there to the second. I know, Collins run out of fuel there at the end, got you up there, but you still was in the top three. How was you feeling going through this race here with this little kind of a update out of the blue type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I did a race earlier in the week, and so I kind of knew what to expect as far as how the truck was gonna run. I knew air was gonna be a factor, and I got a chance to feel, there's a good bit of tightness that comes out of it when you're behind somebody or when you cross wake mainly. So there was like a couple times where I crossed a dude's wake and it almost put me in the wall. But so it's something to keep an eye on. It'll make the racing a lot very interesting for next season. But we did good tonight. We executed well, finished in second. I'm happy with that. Obviously not the season that you hope for, but I'm definitely happy for Lane. He well deserved it. We were just chatting down there a little bit, and he did an amazing job with fuel savings and stuff. So yeah, can't complain about it. As far as the season goes, I wish we'd have done a little bit better, but we'll come back next season and we'll try to see if we can, maybe snag a championship next year, or at least make it into fight for it at the end. So that would be kind of nice.
But, like you said, there's nothing to really hang your hat on. I mean, you've had some ups and downs, but you have a lot of ups here this season. Got into that championship, just like I say, missed the Final Four there, but was able to get into the playoffs and had some good wins here too. But man, what a finish tonight, second. You got anybody you want to thank for it?
Yeah, I want to thank OSRN Network, you, Joe, for all that you do in the broadcast. And I see Austin's in there, so I'm assuming maybe he helped out tonight.
Yeah,
so
he's there with me.
Yeah, you had a good helper there, looks like. So definitely want to thank you for all you do and your dedication to the league and the drivers and learning everybody and stuff. So that, I want to thank CRL Podcast, Abram Ghost, and Ghost Athletics. And then I want to thank my family for letting me get on here and run, my wife for crew chiefing and spotting for me, and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for the blessings that I have to even have sim equipment and iRacing subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you.
There you go, Seth Valdi bringing her home. But this guy, I know, man, he's feeling a sigh of relief. Lane, join the booth, got a cop.
Hey, I got you.
Matt, well, I talked to you before the race. I know you was a little unsure. I got to say, I've watched the last, 3, 4, 5 seasons here with you. I know the heartbreak that you've been through there a couple of seasons. You had the fastest machine. You were the baddest dude here in Clean Racing League, but just could not seal the deal in the Final Four. And then a season that you wanted to forget. Bounced back last season, won the championship. But how sweet is it now to come in here and be a back-to-back champion?
Well, to be completely honest, I'm not entirely sure yet. Still just kind of just still wrapping all of it in. I did so much math in preparation for this race. I kind of knew if we got a caution early that I was going to instantly go into fuel saving mode, and pretty much from the time we fired the engines, I was trying to save as much fuel as possible so that late in the race I wouldn't have to save. I was kind of banking that everybody else would have to save at the end of the race, and that it kind of played out perfect for me. I was dreading a late race caution, to be completely honest. I was kind of just hoping that we would run that out. So
yeah, me and Coop up here watched you right there before that last pit stop. you were riding there behind Collins and Tatum and all. And I noticed something when we went on board with you going into turn number 1 and 2. You actually clutched that thing, but you still was able to maintain speed with them. And then when you got that pit stop, you were able just to run down Collins. At what point maybe you thought to yourself, man, if I can clutch this thing and stay with them, how fast am I going to be when I just go all out?
Actually, I kind of had that same thought the end of the second fuel run, because I was clutching pretty much the whole race from the first caution, and toward the end of the first or second full fuel run, I was still clutching, and I actually passed. I don't know. I passed a couple of cars toward the end of that fuel run while I was clutching, so I was kind of, I don't want to say confident, because I felt like I was saving the tires quite a bit by clutching. So I don't know, like Parker honestly was making me nervous the last few laps, because I was still pushing pretty hard, and he was able to maintain. I think realistically, if fuel wasn't a problem, he had a better truck long run. But like I said, I wanted to save as much fuel as possible. I wanted to make sure that wasn't going to be a problem for me, and that's pretty much what got it.
Absolutely. Got it out here. Got you the championship master class out here tonight on how to get it done. Hey, all season long, you've been there. You've been, what you needed to do. Got to the Final Four, made it to the playoffs, and got to the Final Four here tonight. You got the championship back-to-back. Man, what's the plan going in from here? How do you feel about, next season, maybe trying to defend that thing?
I mean, for us only dads and the subscriber motorsports boys to have 3 of the championship 4, I think obviously that's the goal, is to have as many people in the championship as possible. Everybody on this team works so hard, and we obviously, I think it shows. We're up front quite a bit. We kind of work together. I think we do pretty well working together and trying to come up with different ideas. That's going to be the goal. Keep everybody up front.
One last thing here, and I know me and Coop was talking about it. How much talking was between y'all those final laps there, about last 20-some laps as a team in the team channel? How quiet was it?
It was pretty quiet. I think Nate came over the radio with like 20 to go and said something about, oh, that might be a caution. And I was like, Nate, I swear, if you jinx this right now. But yeah, I think everybody toward the end of the race pretty much put their heads down and gave it their all. So
you did it all, man. They can't take it away. You're the champ. Back-to-back tonight for the Clean Racing League, presented by Ghost Athletics, CRL Podcast. Lane, you got anybody you want to thank for the win and the championship here tonight?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys for broadcasting. I hope we made it interesting. Thanks for everybody for watching. Definitely thanks to Chris for organizing the league and doing everything he does. I know Chris and everybody work really hard to make sure everything looks good and is functioning the way it's supposed to. Got to thank the Only Dads guys and Hostler Fence. So, yeah. Absolutely. There you go. Lane Hostler picking it back to back. Man, let's look at our unofficial results order here tonight real quick. Because the man out front, Lane Hostler, he wins the championship, brings it home in victory lane. You got Seth Fowdy coming home there in second. Jordan Trask up in third. Evan Kinney finishing out in fourth there, one of the final 4 guys. Ross Tatum finishing out in fifth. Daniel Miller coming home in sixth. Ricky Harded bouncing back. Memory spun earlier in the race. Got home in seventh there. And unfortunately, Parker Collins, he had to just kind of limp that thing across the line, ran her out of gas coming out of turn 4. But he gave it everything he could tonight here to try to get a championship. Going to bring it home in 8th. Matthew Dyer right there in 9th. Justin Curtis, in 10th. And Mike Kelly there in 11th with Joe Spinelli rounding out the 12th. Look to the rest of it here. What a season. What a way to cap this one off. Coop, man, I got to appreciate you coming up in the booth here. I know there's one more this coming Wednesday. You're excited about that.
I know you're going to be in preparation for that one, the ARCA series, because you're leading that one going in, hopefully get the championship. But, man, what you saw here tonight, what's your feelings on this one here? Because I think it was an outstanding run.
You got to really tip your cap to everybody who made this a mostly green flag run, and even the one caution that happened. I mean, you can't really blame Ricky for not knowing exactly what's going to happen in traffic. I mean, you don't ever get to practice in those conditions. So, it happened and everyone was like, oh, okay, that's what happens if you push a little too hard in the early goings. And after that, man, they all knew the assignment. They all, kept it clean. And, man, when you have a league called the Clean Racing League, and you do that well in your championship race and let the drivers dictate exactly how the championship is won. I mean, we would hate to see, a caution and a green, white checkered and it be like that, but that happens sometimes, but it really embodies that. It's, when I joined this league earlier this year, Seth actually had recommended that I join. And so I, tried it out at that Kansas race, the first season of ARCA, and I was like, okay, there's a lot of good guys here. There's a lot of guys that are learning in the ARCA series. I was like, I'll do ARCA series, and man, just seeing how everyone's treated, seeing how the racing is treated. It's honestly one of the best leagues I've been a part of in iRacing. I still have a long way to go to say whether it is the best I've ever been a part of, because I've been part of quite a few, including running my own. But, being on here for 11 years, I mean, this is a really good home for anyone who is thinking about wanting to join a league that really puts its drivers first, but actually putting like the racing first, and clean racing, which is putting the drivers first too.
Possibility we might see you out here on the trucks, man.
Maybe a race here or two. I think with the schedule, being starting a family this year was tough enough, and I really cut back on racing about 2 months ago or so. And so maybe not trucks, but I'll definitely be doing the ARCA continuing going forward. So hopefully I can get to do a good job on Wednesday and be able to stick around on Wednesday nights to defend a title, but got to get it first.
Oh, no doubt about it. Well, folks, I tell you what, caps the season off here as that man Lane Hostler wins a back-to-back championship here tonight at Chicagoland. Clean Racing League here. Go check them out at cleanracingleague.com, presented by Ghost Athletic, the RL Podcast, and Savage Sim Wraps here tonight. Well, folks, we're going to leave it here, and I hope everyone has a good Christmas and a good New Year, because I'm not quite sure if we're going to be back before the New Year or not. Again, check out cleanracingleague.com. It'll keep you up to date of when we're going to start season number 25. But if not, I definitely want to give a shout out there. Hope everyone has a good Christmas and a good New Year. For myself and everyone, have a good night.